Hi Pragati, good evening. We'll wait for a few minutes more, so we'll start after that. So, yeah, welcome everyone. So, today is the 10th session. We are going to end it soon. So, today we are supposed to discuss about mostly about week 9 assignment. So, hope we have done it well. In the assignment, I don't know, but since last week you were saying that there is problem, so we'll discuss about all those things. And before that, one pending thing was there from assignment week 8, so that we'll discuss first and then we'll go throughout this week 9. And so yeah, I think how to solve this kind of problems like that is there in the week 9. So let's see. And yeah, I can start actually because regarding the problem of that was left in the of week 8. So that with that we can start because we regarding that we discussed because last week we were thinking that there was a problem. Yeah, there was indeed a problem in the solution, but the answer was actually whatever was given that was correct. Okay, so we'll see. Let me share then. People joining. Yeah. Okay, so my screen is visible, right? Anyone just I'm not getting any response. So okay, I hope it is visible, right? So yeah, okay, let me share. Yeah. So
Visible, sir.
yeah, okay, thank you. So yeah, so first we will the problem that was left was this one, right? This about this COVID-19 problem and about this chi-square test. Okay, so that how I mean the way we discussed and the way we got the results, that was actually incorrect. So the thing is that you can see the I mean you know the problem now that there are I mean, they've talked about a virus, so let me pronounce it once again. So, suppose scientists have hypothesized that a substance V decreases the possibility of infection by COVID-19 virus. So that is, it acts as a vaccine. Now you want to test in two separate laboratories if it is really effective. Now, you gather a number of people, a proper sample of all ages and sex. You apply V on 220 people in lab A and 200 people on lab B, and a placebo on 200 people. So, placebo is not an actual effect, right? Placebo means that this is when this vaccine is not present. That is a control system, right? So, when no vaccine is applied, so what is the case there? So after a year, you take a survey and find that out of the people who got V in lab A, 40 got sick of COVID-19. Uh, out of those who got V in lab B, 36 got sick, and for the placebo case, there's 50 got sick. Right? Using chi-square test, with a significance level of 10%, what conclusion can you reach regarding the efficiency of the vaccine? The answer should be given to the statistics of chi-square value up to 3 decimal point, right? So you have to basically evaluate the chi-square value, and from there, from this chi-square table, we can see that is actually applicable or acceptable or not up to 10% confidence level. Okay, so if we tabulate the thing as a table, so it can come like this, right? Uh, okay. First, you forget about this one. So first, you see about this table lab A and lab B. So for lab A, only you see this data. So this is the data actually. This is the observed data, right? 40 got sick, and so total is 220. So a one it is not sick, and in lab B 36 got sick and 164 not sick. So total is 200, right? So and now the control case. So control case means there is no vaccine was applied. So what is the case then? So that is called placebo. So in case of placebo, total 200 was there. So out of that, 50 got sick and 150 not sick, right? So it means the expected value once the vaccine is not present would be 50. So that we are calculating last week, so that is not the correct one, right? So you have to, since the expected value will be calculated from the control ones. So since the, so from here we can see that 50 out of 200 is the expected value for every case, I mean when the vaccine is not applied. So keeping that in mind or keeping that data, you have to calculate the expected value for other cases. So it means that what this is, since this is the expected value, so that will be, we can expect for other, I mean normal cases also will be sick. Since 25% is here, so it will be similar case for here, expected one. So that is, that will be the case for A and B, and in that way that you can see this 25%. So in that way we can calculate this expected for both the labs. So you can see now, since the total value is, total number is 220, so 25% of that is 55, right? So since, so 55 is the expected value for, yeah, so 55 is the expected value for lab A who got sick, and so automatically non-sick will be 165. And similarly for lab B, it will be 20, 25 up to, so it is similar actually. There will be 50 and 150, right? So now the total value that is given, that is wrong, so it will be 126 and this will be 620. So but we are not interested when we, the total value will be not required here for the calculation. That is a bit confusing, is not at all required. So while calculation, what we need is that for the calculation of chi-square is this observed value minus expected value, square of that, and divided by this expected value, right? So we can see from here these will be the actual values. Now you can see this is the table. So so for basically these two will be a pair, these two will be a pair, these two will be a pair, and these two will be a pair. So four data sets will be there, and so these are the expected ones, this one and this one. So and doing that, whatever value we are getting is this one, right? Okay, so since we are getting this value, now the question comes whether this will be applicable or not up to 10% confidence levels. Okay, so last week what it did, so that was a mistake. I
Hello,
mean,
sir.
yeah, yeah, please
Total
carry
is
on.
not correct. Six.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
total is not
six.
total. That's what I say. Total is not correct. But what I'm saying is that for the calculation, total value is not required either. Also, so this is of course it will be
Okay.
620. Okay, and this will be
Okay.
126. That is not a problem. That is incorrect. So that will be,
Okay.
that it will be corrected. I have talked to them, so it will be corrected. But I'm saying that this will be not required. So the requirement is that simply this formula you can go through, and the value is coming out to be 10.68. Now we can see from the Z table. So two things are required again. Now the degree of freedom is also required. So degree of freedom is basically the r minus 1 into c minus 1, that is the row, r is row and c is column. So doing that, we can see that 2 that is coming out to be 2 minus 1 into 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, now from the table we have to see what should be the value of chi-square for this degree of freedom 2 for a 10% confidence level. Now if you see that it is coming out to be 4.61 for 10% confidence level and degree of freedom 2, so that is 4.61. Now the value we have gotten is 10.68, much higher compared to that. So it means that null will be rejected, right? So this way we can solve the problem. Okay, uh, I hope this is clear for all, because last week that was a
Yes,
mistake.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's clear. And sir, this is regarding to if placebo had been given, then we can do this calculation. If placebo is not given, then what's the calculation for that?
No, no. Once placebo is given, then you have to follow this one only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is why I'm asking. Placebo is
Hmm.
given, then we can use this formula. If
Hmm.
placebo is not given, Then
then you have to follow the same one that we are doing. Once no control is given, then you have to follow the formula that we use. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now this was remaining, so now this is done. So now we will go forward and see what is there in week 9. So week 9, there is basically the things about fitting uh, of a straight line, that is there, and other thing is there, this dimensional analysis, right? So first we'll talk about this dimensional analysis. So dimensional consistency is dimensionally consistent equations are those in which all the terms have same dimensions and all of the arguments of any mathematical functions that appear in the equation are dimensionless. So if you see here, so any physical quantity's dimension indicates its dependency on the base quantities as a product of symbol or power of symbol representing the basic quantities. A measurement of length, for example, is said to have dimension L. A measurement of mass M, and measurement of time is T. So basically, these are the things that how simply you can put a particular unit of a particular quantity or particular thing, like you are measuring something, let's say speed. Okay, speed means, velocity, as so speed. So it is how far you are moving per unit time, right? So it means that the length, that is a distance, so distance per unit time. Okay, now in that case, what is happening, so you are getting a formula or getting a particular formula. So that, so dimension is that in the basic form of your formula, how the very minimum form to produce or to uh, express a formula is the dimension, right? So dimensions, like units, follow algebraic laws. uh, so you can see from here, the so for the basic ones, for length it is used, or the distance it is used L. For measurement of mass it is used M. These are the conventional one, so you have to follow this. And for time it is T. For temperature it is theta. So there are things that will come. So these are the things. Now for some powers A, B, C, D, E, okay, so this is, so like the dimension of a length can be written in this way. So with A equals to 1A or equals to 1, and the following six powers are, so since this is coming from this one, L to the power A, M to the power B. So in this way, so if you look at in this way, like the values of these powers A, B, C, D. So this will come from the exact formula. Okay. Now what you have to see, you have to balance a system, right? Right. So the dimension of a length can be, okay. So dimensionless refers to any quantity having a dimension that may be represented so that all the seven powers are zero. So dimensionless means the summation of all the powers will be zero. It means that is a dimensionless quantity. Okay. uh, so dimensional quantities are referred to as the pure numbers by phi. So since in that case, that quantity will not have any kind of unit. The meaning of dimensionally consistent is that equality or equation is represented by equal signs, referring not only that the values is the same, but also that the units of both sides of the equation are same. Let's say if x is a quantity or a unit, and in the right side there is y, so the dimension or the unit of x will be the dimension or unit of y. It has to be similar. So in case right, so this is, you can say, is the left hand side, and this is the right hand side. So in case the dimension of y is given and the dimension of x is not given, but a form as a basic formula it is given to the in a to the power form, like x to the power a, L to the power a, t to the power b. In that way, since I'm talking about, let's say, speed or velocity, so now you know the quantity or the dimension of speed or velocity. So from that you have to equalize and then evaluate what will be the value of a and b. So in that way, we need to calculate, or we need to, what should I say, maintain the equality of left hand side and right hand side. Okay, now few rules are there. So if you for these things you can say, see, the idea of dimension is important because every mathematical equation linking physical quantities must be dimensionally consistent, what I've said. Now the rules are, every term in an equation must have the same dimension. Adding or subtracting amounts of different dimensions makes no sense. Okay, so x is there equals to y is there, so both units are same, so you cannot add any quantity. Let's say this is speed and this is also speed, so you cannot anything about mass here. Okay, because in that case it will be not balanced. So, and consequently the formula will be wrong. So such as so in an equation, the expression of either side of the equation must have the same dimensions. The arguments of any typical mathematical functions that appear in the equation, such as trigonometric functions, logarithms, exponential functions, must be dimensionless. These functions accept only pure numbers. So you can see, I mean, this, you know, like any I mean, the formulation of any number towards a log, in a log plot, or any cosine, sine, or in, I mean, in this format. So this will come as only numbers, not as any kind of unit. If the dimensional consistency rules are broken, an equation is no longer dimensionally consistent and cannot be used to express in any physical law. As I said, if these are not balanced, it means that equation or the dimensionally this equation is wrong. This fact may be used to check the types of algebraic errors and assist recall, I mean, numerous laws of physics, and even such new laws of physics. So, if you look at this table, you can get some idea that what these dimensions are expressed. Okay, so these are a few of them that I have presented here. You can, I mean, at least few of them you need to remember. Very basic ones like this: area, volume, density. Okay, so basically, there are four basic things: length, that is represented as L, mass, that is represented as M, time represented as T, and another one is this temperature, that is represented in theta. So these are the very basic four things that you need to remember. Now you have to just put the formulas. These are the basic formulas you already know, so you have to just convert it in the basic form of dimension. Let's say if you see area means length height into width, right? So length into breadth, it means both are in the form of length. So L into L, that is, if we need to formulate in terms of these basic three terms, that is M, L, and T. So it will be, then M is will be, the power of M will be 0, L is square because 2L are there, and T will be 0 again. For volume, this is multiplication of 3, so it will be L cube. Speed equals to distance per time, it means L, M to the power 0, L, T to the power minus 1, right? Minus 1 means it's by T, so that's why it is inverse. Okay, so this is important. Acceleration equals to velocity per time square, so it means m0 L, T to the power minus 2, it will be a square. Okay, now momentum is equals to mass into velocity, means velocity in, against, you have calculated from here, L into T inverse, so it will be M will be multiplied, so ML T inverse, this will be momentum. Force equals to mass into acceleration you have read here, that is velocity per T to the power minus 2, right? So it will be mass m into L T to the power minus 2, so m L T to the power minus 2. So these few things you need to remember. So these are the very basic things. Work equals to force into distance, so force calculated from here, m L to the power minus 2 into distance L. Pressure, force per area, so force you have we know here, and area also we know from here, so it will be M L basically you have to just put the things m l to the power minus 2, and in the denominator it will be l square, l to the power minus 2. So now it will come as l to the power, here it is 1, so 2, so 1 minus, when it will come to the so it will become 1 minus 2, so it will be l to the power minus 1 and to the power minus 2. So in this way, so this is not that required, power is required, impulse is okay, it's not required. So at least till this 10, 11, you need to remember these are the very uh, basic quantities. At least you need to remember the formula, so that at least once a problem is given, you can formulate that and convert that to towards its basic dimensional quantity. Okay, so these things you need to know. I mean, I don't know what kind of problems will be given, that I'm absolutely, I have no idea, but what I'm saying, that these basic formulations you need to know, so that you can equalize both left hand and right hand side once a problem is given. So we'll see very soon that the problem that was given in the week 9, so there also some this kind of problem was given, and he had to solve that and basically equalize both the sides, right?
All this formula we have to memorize, right? During the
Yeah, at
exam.
least these basic ones you have to. I mean, these are all the things that you know, right? I
Okay.
mean, area,
We
volume,
know,
these things.
yeah, that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is during the 12th science, but if that been asked in exam, so that formula we have to memorize, right?
I guess so, because the problem you have seen, so there is also similar things, right? So there is no formula was given, only it was given like as a force. So you had to formulate that,
Yeah,
right?
we have to.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying. So since these are very basic ones, these will not be given. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay. So these are some critical ones, very specific ones. I don't think all these things will be you need to remember. Uh, okay, but if you can, that will be good. So now let's see here how to do that. So we'll use a square bracket to denote the measure of a quantity, like you can see here. Here, so in the third bracket, within the third bracket, the dimension is given, and in the power section, we put whatever value is there. So here I have given what are the units for of the measure of a force. So now you need to know that force equals to what you have read here. Force equals to mass into acceleration, right? Now you can see that is m into a. So mass into acceleration means mass will come from m, and acceleration is distance per time square. So L to t to the power minus 2. So force must be ml t to the power minus 2. In this way, if you don't know this, you'll not be able to solve that. So some guiding principle is that, so the measure of a product is the product of measure. So with that, I mean, like the quantity will be uh, so if these are nothing is there, it means one is always there. If this is squared, so it will be two. Similarly, if it is root means when it is square root, so then it will become to the power half. M root over of m means m to the power half, right? We can only add terms that have same units of measure. For example, we cannot add meters to minutes, as I was saying. Like if both the units are same, only then we can add up to the power forms. Otherwise, you cannot. So physical relationships must be dimensionally consistent. For example, so that we have already discussed. Now, suppose we need the formula for the area of a circle for some computation, like many people who learn geometry long ago. I mean, two expressions may pop up in our mind, that is pi r square and 2 pi r square. One expression is the circumference of the uh, circumference of a circle of radius r, and the other is its area, but which is width. So that we can see from here. Now we know the dimension of area is L square that we have read. Now the dimension of expression is pi r square. So pi r square means pi into r square, that is 1 into L to the power L square, that is L square. Since the constant pi is a pure number and its radius r is a length, therefore pi r square has the dimension of area. Similarly, dimension of 2 pi r is 2 pi r equals to 2 into pi into r. So here 2 is a number and pi is also a number. So r is basically come out to be L. It means only L. So you know the dimension of area is L square. Now dimension of expression is pi r square. So okay, that's I've copy pasted. So okay, now since the constants 2 and pi are both dimensionless and the radius r is length, we see that 2 pi r has the dimension of length only, which means it cannot possibly be an area. It means it is the circumference. So we rule out the 2 pi r to be dimensionally consistent, and pi r square is dimensionally consistent for being the term area. Okay, so it means pi r square will be the area, not the 2 pi r, because dimensionally those are matching only. Now, so as long as you know the dimension of these individual physical quantities that appear in the equation, we can check to see whether the equation is dimensionally consistent or not. Consider the physical quantities S, V, A, and T with dimensions S equals to L. So this is a problem. L, V equals to S means the length that they are calling L. V is velocity limit time per length per time. L to the T inverse. A equals to area, L T to the power minus 2, and T is equal to time. Determine whether each of the following equation is dimensionally consistent. Okay, these are the things. So they have given basically the dimension of the left hand side S, LV, and you have to see whether that is actually matching with the right hand side. Okay, so let's see the first one. The first one is given S. So S, its dimension is L, we know. Now in the right hand side, what is given? Vt plus 0.5 into 80 square. Okay, so Vt, what will be the dimension of that? V into T. It means L. V means velocity, that is time, length per time. LT inverse into T. So now here you can see this is plus 1 and nothing is there means plus 1, and this is minus 1. So this one will be ruled out and it will become towards LT to T to the power 0. Now 1 it is 0 means this value is 1. So no value is there. So it will be L, right? It's basically L into 1 equals to L, right? Now see the other quantity. So other quantity is also 0.5 into a t square. So a is acceleration. Acceleration means average length into t to the power minus 2. Okay. Now t square means t square to the power 2. Similarly, it will be crossed out and it will become L t to the power 0. It means L. So you can see that both the elements that is present in the equation are at the right hand side are dimensionally similar, that is coming out to be L. So it means, and the left hand side is already given as L, so this is dimensionally consistent. Okay. Okay, now second one was given. What was given? S equals to Vt square plus 0.5 At. So S equals to L. Now Vt square equals to similar way L T inverse, that is velocity, and T square. So it is coming out to be LT, right? Another other form or other element is A into T, that is acceleration into time. So LT to the minus 2 into T, that is coming out to be LT inverse. So it means so this quantity and this quantity are not dimensionally same, and moreover, so the left hand side is L. So it means this overall thing is dimensionally inconsistent. So the thing that is given here, it is dimensionally inconsistent, right? This is consistent. Now the third one is Third one is given as it is first. So third one is given. Let me see. Yeah. So this is given as v equals to sine of 80 square by s. So first you have to see the dimension of this one. So 80 square by s equals to, so the equation has a trigonometric function in it. So first we should check the argument of the sine function of the dimension. Argument of the that the sine function is dimensionless. That we have read already, right? Any trigonometric function, logarithmic functions, this will all be dimensionless. So it should be dimensionless. Otherwise, that function itself is wrong. If that is given in that way. So 80 square by s, acceleration, time, length. Acceleration means L to the power minus 2 t square per L. So these are ruling out and this is ruling out. So it is coming out to be 1. So this is trigonometrically the argument is dimensionless. So far so good. Now we need to check the with the dimension of each of the terms. So what is given V? V equals to L t to the t inverse, right? So and sine of this one, I mean this is 1, so the two terms of the different dimensions, meaning the equation is dimensionally not consistent or inconsistent, right? So left hand side is the dimension is this one and right hand side is 1, so this is not actually matching both the sides, so that's why this is dimensionally inconsistent. In this way, I mean, you have to just figure out these are with the left hand side is matching with the right hand side. So that, for that you need to remember the basic formulas. Now, one problem is given. It is very similar to the problem that is given there in the assignment. So and that is that the drag force on an airplane if is Fd. Since the force is Fd equals to ml by t to the ml t to the power minus 2, it means ml per t square means ml t to the power minus 2. What quantity should ft depend on? Okay, so let's see one by one. So we all assume that ft should be jointly proportional to cross sectional area a, the velocity of plane v, and the dimension of air, that is, and the density of air rho, where rho equals to ml to the power minus c. Rho means density. So density means mass per volume. Okay, so mass means m and volume means, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So it means r cube means r is the basically the dimension of length, so it is m into l to the power minus 3. Okay, so what should the model be? We begin to set up in a desired model like fd equals to k into k is a constant, a to the power a means area, cross sectional area, v to the power b, that is velocity, and rho to the power c, that is the air air density. Okay, so basically we have to formulate the value of a, b and c from the formula that is given of fd and the formula that we know for area, velocity and density. Okay, first one, where we knew we now need to determine the values of ABC, assuming the constant k is dimensionless. Obviously, any constant is given in any formula, that will be of course I mean dimensionless. That will just be a number. Okay. Now see FD equals to this one. So FD is given as ML. Sorry. So this is ML to the power minus 2, right? Now, right hand, what will be the right hand side? Right hand side, first one, area is L square, okay, L square, and then now to the power it will be 2. That next one is the velocity, that is time and length for time, L t inverse or L by t to the power b, and third one is the density of air, that is m per L cube to the power c, right? So from which we get that ml t to the power minus 2, that is the left hand side. And right hand side, if we just sum the power values of each dimension, so that is coming out to be m to the power c, from here l to the power 2a is 2a. It is again at the top, so it will be plus b, and 1 is there at the denominator, that is 3, so it will be 3c. So it will be 2a plus b minus 3c. And for t, it is only one term it is there, that will be t to the power minus b, right? So it since it will once it come at the above, it will be t to the power minus 1, so minus 1 into b, it will automatically become t to the power minus b. Okay. So equating power so that the equation is dimensionally consistent gives. So from here you have to basically formulate, right? So what is m? M means 1, that is c. So c equals to 1. Now for b, minus b equals to minus 2, it means b equals to 2. Now, once you know the value of C and B, you can easily calculate the value of 2A. So, I mean, A, that is 1 equals to 2A minus 3C plus B. So, you know the value of C and B. So, the value of A will be, is becoming as 1, right? See, in this way, you have to solve a problem of this kind. Basically, you need to know the basic formulas, then only you'll be able to apply towards these equations, and then you can, and once you know those things, you can easily equate that, right? So this technique works very well. We will, I mean, okay, so that is okay, is not relevant here. So basically, you see here, right? So once more we can see what you have to do. Those who have problems, like, I mean, converting this to the power terms, what is there in the denominator, so once it comes at the top, it will become to the power minus. So whatever the value is there, it will just become minus. And once anything is at the to the power, it will be just multiplied with that. Since here you can see L T L by T, so it means L T inverse. It means L T inverse. Okay, you have to write in. Everything will be in a 3D. Sorry, everything, every dimension will be within a third bracket, and the dimension or the power will be at the top. It will be superscript. Now, so you can see, so it is becoming L T to the power minus 1. Now, once another thing B is there, so it will become minus 1 into B, it is minus B. Clear? So that is the case. In this way, you can solve the problems. Okay, I hope it is clear for all. This is very relevant. Now we can see the problem that was given, almost similar problem. The force F on object falling through a viscous medium bubble is dependent on the velocity of the fluid of the material, the radius r of the object, and terminal velocity v of the object. Use dimensional analysis to find the nature of the dependence, right? So basically, the same way you can just calculate. Once you know, so left one is already given as force, right? So force means the dimension will be similar to ml to the power minus 2. Now, falling to viscous medium bubble is dependent on the velocity, so it is given that it will be become a velocity of the fluid material, radius, that is r of the object, and terminal velocity v of the object. So now you just do and see what is the answer coming. Just take time, so just do it now. I mean, now it will be easier. Here it will be ml to the power minus 2, and in this side what will be the values. One is dependent, one is this viscosity, another is the radius of the r, and other is the velocity. So for viscosity, the formula is you need to know then. I mean, that is not given here actually. Okay, so that you can see from here. So viscosity is not given, right? Yeah, so
MLT minus that means the formula will be ML
yeah,
minus 1 T minus 1.
yes, correct. So coefficient of viscosity, that is force per area per velocity gradient. So that is ml inverse t inverse, right? Now you just to see whether the answer is matching or not.
X is 1, Y is also 1, Z is also 1.
Yeah, so it means it's matching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I hope, I mean, all are okay with this. Is this was easy, right? So shall I proceed to the next thing?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So I think all are okay. Now, so this was one problem. I mean, that was there. So that is about this dimensional analysis. I mean, basically, you have to do. I mean, figure out in this way only. Once you know the basic formulas, you have to just put and just equalize both the sides. So this will, it'll match automatically. Okay. Now the next one is coming is the fitting of a straight line. Right. So, I mean, I have just put how to calculate these things. So, let me do that also to know how this formula is coming. So, fitting means, so what is this? Basically, these are once you are doing some experiment, so you are getting the value of I mean the quantity that you want to know, so and with varying a particular value of the other thing. So that is, in that case, this x is called this variable, and we are trying to calculate the value of y, right? So in calculation, in multiple calculation and observation, we will get multiple data points for multiple values of x, and now from that we have to feed the data points for a, if this is for a straight line fitting. Basically there are different fitting patterns, obviously. I mean, uh, okay, now basically the basic thing is that we have to do for a straight line fitting. So I mean that also depends in which case it fits for a straight line, and in which cases fits for, I mean, the curved lines. Okay, so now for this straight line fitting, we have to follow a formula that is for the, that is the formula of a straight line, that is y equals to mx plus b, that we have read in the plus 2, I think. I mean, the very basic thing, y equals to mx plus b, where m is the slope of this one, and b is the constant. Constant means this is this value. the intercept of the y-axis. So this is the what you physically know from this equation, that is y equals to mx plus b, right? Now once you get the data points, depending upon some equations, you have to feed the data points towards a straight line, and from there you need to calculate the value of y or some other variable or other quantity that is present in the equation, that you have to calculate. Basically you have to calculate the value of m and b. So the other quantities will be hidden within this only, m and b. You will only things you will know is that the y that will be given, and the other is the variable that is x, that values those will be given, and depending upon that you have to calculate one by one. So to see this kind of problems, first we need to see how this, I mean, this is coming. So what will be the error again, so that we also need to know, right? So in that case is del yi will be the error. So del yi, it becomes yi, I means at the ith point, any point, any random point is taken, so it is always denoted by I or n, something like that. So yi minus of mxi minus b, so it means once you square that, it will become, so I'm showing you just the derivative part of this, right? Minus this. So the sum of the given is, that will be del yi square. So del yi square, I mean, from here, once we expand this equation, yi minus of mxi plus b of square, so in the formula it will automatically be y square minus 2ab plus b square. So it will totally become like, look like this. And so once you make the sum of this, each point will be summed up, right, like this. Now the base test of m and b is obtained where del yi square, that is this error or deviation, is minimum, right? So you have to feed the data towards the where it is deviating from the data points in a minimum way. These. So you have to take the least square means the shortest distance from the error value, or from the actual data points. Okay. Now, so for this value or this data error becoming least, what we know is that del m by del m means, I mean, m means this m, and b means this b. So del of both these things equals 0, right? That is the limit of maxima, minima and maxima that we have read, right? So for for this quantity to become minimum, the derivative of this should be 0, right? That is del m by del m equals to 0, and so this is 0, right? So the first is will be given by, once we do this, it will become like this, and the second it will look like this. This is just, I mean, from this formula we are getting, you don't need to remember or something like that. Okay, and once we solve both these equations, we are getting, excuse me, we are getting towards the value, towards this formula of m and b. So this will become in terms of a formula. So m is equals to n into summation of xi into yi minus of summation of xi into summation of yi, and by n into summation of xi square minus of summation of xi whole square. So xi means all the data points, sum of all the data points, right? So in a similar way, the formula B is also obtained. So you have to remember this formula and put there, and you have to calculate there of these data points. And remember, you have to do that there. No Excel or anything will be given. You have to do that with a calculator only. So you have to be very careful while calculating all these things. Okay. Another thing is that you need to calculate
Uh,
the
can you
yeah,
back the slides 21 number and
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, these are coming from those derivations. So you have to just remember, I mean, these formulas. So a large number of data set may be as given in the problems of assignments you have seen already, like 8 or 10 data sets are given. So similar,
Okay, sir.
it will be given, right? And you have to calculate there. Now another thing that is another important thing is that you need to calculate the error also in that thing. Whatever the value you are calculating there, you need to calculate the error in both m and b term. So for that, you need to calculate the standard deviation. So standard deviation formula that is coming out is uh, a square, that is the variance, that is summation of del y square by n minus 2, y n minus 2. Therefore that it is given here, it is n minus 2 instead of n minus 1, because now the data are expected to be placed around a straight line, not anywhere in the x and y plane. So it means 1 degree of freedom is lost, right? If it is there, if you are changing in x-axis, then you are putting a value of in x or x, or putting a value in the y, but this will be fit in not in any particular axis. So the value that we are getting initially, that is usually for a standard deviation, that is n minus 1. Now another degree of freedom is lost, so that's why it will become n minus 1 minus 1, that is n minus 2. Okay, so the variance value will come as sm square for m, and b it will similarly come. So finally, it will look like sm square equals to uh, derivative of that, basically del of y and del my in terms of y, and no need to look at these things. It will finally become look like sm equals to variance into under root n by n into summation of xi square minus of summation of xi whole square. Similarly for SB, the value will become, so this value will be there, you have to calculate for both, and then this. And now from here you need to calculate the error using the error of propagation that we have learned earlier. So these are the values of standard deviation. Now from here you need to calculate that. Okay. So, so these are now the formulas. Using all these things, we will proceed and see how these are coming. Basically, need to put all the formulas and check. I mean, if this is matching or not. So this is the first problem that was given here.
Sir, back slide, please.
Yeah,
Last
yeah. Okay.
question. Done, sir.
Okay, okay, thanks. Okay, so now this was a problem that is given. The problem is a coil of metal wire has an inductance L as well as a resistance R. You want to measure the impedance Z by applying a sinusoidal voltage V of variable frequency F and measuring the current I. So this is, I think, wrongly given. It should be R. R equals to V by I. I don't know why it's given. The impedance Z is given by, because Z is varying in this way. Z equals to r square plus omega square L square. So omega means 2 pi into f. So that means it is coming out to be z square equals to r square plus 2 pi square f square L square. Okay. Now you proceed by plotting z square on the y-axis and f square on the x-axis to obtain the best fit value of y equals to mx plus c, with an intention to obtain L from M and R from C. Okay, the data obtained are follows. So basically, we need these two things. These are not of our work, so we need F and Z, right? We need to plot this way. So y-axis will be as given z square, and x-axis will be f square, right? So and from there we have to we'll get some data points and we'll see how it is coming. So first thing is, it'll look like similarly it will look like a fitting of this. So see first how much data points are there. Okay, before that, First, we need to correlate these equations. So basically, you have to fit in a straight line equation, that is y equals to mx plus b. Now we know that b is a constant, and this is x is variable, m is again a constant. Okay, that is multiplied with this variable. So here, if we look easily, we can see that y equals to z square, right? B equals to r square, right? That is the alone value, is again. And x square is again the, sorry, f square is the x-axis, so f square means x. So it means m equals to 2 pi square into l square, right? If you correlate this, it will look like y equals to z square, b equals to r square, and m equals to 2 pi square into l square. Now, you have to see how much data points are there. One, two, three, four. So total 10 data points are there, you can see. So we know the value of n. Now we have to calculate the value of m and b. So I request all of you to take pen and paper and calculator and start calculating this. So let me help you first. So summation of x into y means, don't use the Excel sheet. Okay, so Excel will not be provided in the exam. You have to do it in pen and paper with the calculator. So try to do that. Okay, so x summation of x into y means, for each data set, let's say you put in this way in a tabular form, and try to, I mean, you try to write it in the, in your paper. So this value will be, this is x and y, so this is x not x and y. The thing is, uh, we have now, if you look at carefully, the values are changed. So y means here the z square, not the z. So here the values of z and f are given, but you have to convert that in the square term. Okay, so first, so here these are not your x and y values. So your x and y values will be, once you square all these values and then make a table. So then it will automatically 100, 400, 900, 1600. In this way, those will be the x value, and z in the z or y axis, uh, it will be 4900, and in this way, right? So you have to, you first convert that to make the get the value of y and x, then put the formula, right? So here, summation of x into y means, what I was saying, if, let's say for now that these values are there, okay, whatever the value it will come, you just figure it out primarily. Then you see that summation of xi into yi means, for these the square of x value into y value for every point, right? It means that the square the value will be product of this, plus product of this, plus product of this, plus product of this. In this way, it will propagate. Okay, and whatever the your x and y will come. Now, summation of x means only the summation of these terms. Summation of y means summation of these terms, not these, whatever it will come. And again, summation of x I square means summation of square values of every x term. So remember, again I am saying that these are not your x term. Okay, and this means, in within third bracket, within bracket, summation of xi of whole square means these are the total summation of x and square of that, and this is the summation of square of every x values, right? So in this,
Excuse me, sir. You
huh,
wants to say like this, that we have to make a table, first of all, x, y, x square, and x y.
no, no,
Then
no.
after,
Remember, so what I'm saying is, x, y, x square, and not that. So here, if you look at here, here y is correlating with. I will give the full solution. Don't worry about that.
okay,
So yeah, yeah. So y is correlating with z square. So that's why, and x is correlating with f square. So that's why I'm saying for this f value, so these are not exactly your x and y. So you have to square every value, then only it will be your x and y. That's what I'm saying. You first convert it to your x and y, and then you follow the rules. Okay. So now you start doing that, and it'll take time. I must say, you just do one by one first to calculate m and b. So basically, that you calculate these two things. Okay. Let's take some time. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay. I mean again, I'm saying don't use excel. You do it with calculator and pen and paper. You just tabulate first, make the formula, and do that. So by the way, before that, so the answers matched for you, whatever the answers is given. I don't know, like,
No, sir.
okay, so no answer is matching.
Almost all the problems which was given in this format, no, sir. X and B, that straight line fit that we didn't get. I didn't get that, sir.
Okay. Now you whatever I said, you just try to follow that. So now we'll see.
I think probably one mistake was I just took a mean of all these values and put that in X and Y value. So that was a
No,
problem, I
no, no,
think.
no mean will be there. Yeah, no mean will be there.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people wants to join, sir. Please let them in.
Is it? So why I'm not getting any?
Yeah, yeah. They are trying
Okay,
for some time, I think so. I
okay.
don't know.
So I didn't get any.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, I didn't get it. I mean, any notification. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, this will be shared, Ishan. So no problem about that. Slides will be shared. You try to figure it now. I don't know why didn't notification didn't come. I couldn't hear anything since I was in the slide sharing mode. So okay, yeah, I can say yeah,
Good evening, sir.
yeah, yes,
Sir, actually, this week 9, right?
week
The
nine.
previous week assignment was a bit difficult for me to solve, right?
Yeah,
And
okay,
I have lost the major portion. I didn't attend the major portion of today's session. So I was eagerly waiting for today's session. And
okay.
if you can share the slides, that will be really helpful
Yeah, yeah,
because I
slides
got
will be
only
shared. Yeah, yeah, slides will be
because
shared. I don't. I mean, how did I miss that? I mean, no. As I was saying. So since it was in the slide share mode, so no sound came. So that's how I can understand that someone is knocking. So, but here that's why I missed. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, the slides will be shared. I mean, there the solutions are there. You can easily see. Okay, it will be not a
and
problem.
sir,
Yeah.
one more request.
Mhm.
Since the previous uh, week assignments was quite difficult, so I request if the same kind of session can, if it can be held again, that will be really helpful.
Okay, with similar problems, right?
Yes, if even if the similar problems or the problems may be different, no issues. But I
Okay.
request you to please held
Okay, okay, yeah,
this
next.
session again.
Yeah, next session that I am planning actually. I mean, with similar kind of problems of week 8 and week 9, that's a merge of something like that. So
Yes.
that I'm planning also. Yeah, yeah, Anwaruddin. Hey, you want to say something? Yeah, I can.
No, no.
Oh, okay, you raised the hand. I thought, okay, okay. Yeah, so that's what is the plan. So we will discuss more about this kind of problems. Yeah, about week 8 and week 9 also because these are really crucial. I understand. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Shaili.
Sir, I have a query regarding the exam.
Yeah, go on.
Sir, like I am not a statistics student, so
Yeah,
solving the statistics a little issue for me.
yeah, I
So
understand.
if you could just help me and guide me as to how I can prepare for my exam, because all these statistics are on a very different level. So
Yeah,
it
what to
becomes
say?
a
I
little
mean,
difficult.
see that what I can say that you need to just whatever is taught in the class, whatever formulas and all those things, you have to just follow those. I mean, statistics wise, is I mean, it's not that of a difficult thing, I would say. But yeah, I mean, once for a, I mean, I'm me is neither a statistics student, so I'm also. I mean, it's kind of problem. I mean, for learning a few things that is for this error and all those formulas and remembering those things, all these things, especially I mean, so many things are there, and jot down at the exam time and putting the exact formula. So that is a bit difficult. I agree, but you have to what I suggest is that you just practice well, and whatever problems has been done in these sessions, and you can, I mean, while practicing you will just automatically remember few things, I mean, the formula. So there's no other options to do and what to say about that. Once you do that it will be remembered. Okay, it's
So, sir,
not.
the practice sessions that I mean the problem solving sessions which have been shared on the website with the,
Uh-huh.
so even if I go through them, I'll be able to understand it because I haven't
Yeah,
been able
yeah.
to attend all sessions.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's why these are uploaded. If you attend, if you have any doubt about any particular problem, you can attend the session of any TS, and you can get. I mean, might there might be some issues, some problems, or some misunderstanding. Like, I mean, it happened in the earlier last week about a problem. So that is there for. I mean, I guess for others is the case is same. But what I would say that you will get the answer, yeah, and you will be able to solve the problems, because the solutions are there for everyone, I guess. And yeah, you will be able to do that. Just
Okay.
practice a bit more, and it'll be easier.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And another thing, sir, will
Uh-huh.
problems be a major part of the paper, or what is the paper format going to be like? Similar to the effective writing paper, like MCQ, MSQ,
No,
and
no. So yeah, MCQ, MSQ only. I mean, that I told no last week. So I asked our course instructor, Professor Banerjee, and what he instructed is that the question pattern will be same as you are done in the assignments. There
in
will
the
be
assignments. Okay.
no manual evaluations will be there. It will be a machine evaluation, right? So it means
Okay.
that particular answers, the MCQ or MSQ, particular answers will be there, or some numbers will be asked. So you have to be careful and give the answer, so that uh, it will be able, because no manual evaluations will be there, right?
Sir,
Okay.
but in numeric type question like chi-square and all these things, whatever the options are given, but without calculating, we are not able to choose the answer. No, in that case, we have to do more calculation, detailing.
So I didn't understand. Like so.
Like some kind of question like chi-square formulas are there, and this M and B formula are there. So we have to do calculation. If options are given, then
Yeah,
also
yeah,
we have to calculate the
yeah.
sum.
Of
No?
course. Uh-huh. You have to
So
calculate. So
yeah, so that paper and all this given flexibility over there at center, like rough paper and all this, how we can calculate it.
yeah, I hope that will be given. I mean, of course, this should be given. I am not. I mean, regarding these kind of queries, you can ask similar. I mean, to a
I
NPTEL
guess
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
in this case, I guess we'll be provided a virtual calculator similar to the ones we use
Use
during
for.
the gate examination.
Okay.
okay.
Yes, sir. That is mentioned on the page. We get a
No,
online scientific
what
calculator.
she's asking also about draft pages and all these
Rough.
We
things.
get
So
rough
that,
pages. So last
yeah,
time
yeah.
also we got.
So that's what I'm saying. It should be given. There's no
Okay,
issue
okay.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for all the
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
information.
Yeah, yeah. No issue. So okay, we'll wait 5 more minutes and then we'll see.
Summation of x 38,500.
Yeah, no, I mean just not a single value. We'll see. So you just uh, finish it off. We'll see the values, and then you can check.
So
Okay, so now we can see actually it's time also. Okay, so I hope all are done. So you can see that is what is the value is coming for. So you have to calculate R and L, right? These two things, these two quantities, you have to have to calculate R and L. So now, yeah. So first, what you had to do, you had to convert. So this was the data that was given. Now you have to convert this z square as y. Now this will look like this, and f square as x. It will look like this. Total number is 10. I will simply put the formulas. You just see if these are matching. Okay. So summation of xi into yi, as I was saying, the every set product of these, product of these, product of these in this way, all the things, and this value is coming out to be like this one. Next is summation of x into summation of yi. That means summation of x means summation of this one 100, 400, 900 in this way, and summation of y as well. So, and that value is coming out to be this. So, are these matching with you? Uh, okay. So, anyway, the final thing should match, right? As you're saying. So, now this xi square value is summation of xi square means summation of square value of every x term, right? So 100 square, 400 square, 900 square, in this way it is, this value is coming out to be this. Pretty large value. So now summation of xi whole square, it means total sum 100 to 10,000, total sum and square of that. So it, and that is coming out this. Okay. Now you have to put the formula for all the things. What is that? First one is, sorry, okay, first one is m is n into summation of xi into yi, minus of summation of xi into summation of yi by n into summation of xi square minus yi square. Now we have derived all the formulas. Okay, so first xi yi is, I can see this one, so that I have just put it here. So this into n equals to 10 minus of this one by 10 into this minus this, right? So, and that value is coming out to be 14.16598. So this is the value for m. And now what was the m was 2 pi square l square, right? So it means l square will be equals to m by 2 pi square. So the L will be under root m by 2 pi square, right? So, and that value is coming out to be 0.599. I guess the answer is within that range, right? So this is the value. So is it matching with everyone? Okay, understand. So if anybody is, I think then it's matching with all, right? So now if anyone had made a mistake about not converting these values, and so now you can understand, so you had to convert, now you are getting the value. So this is the value of l, so exact value. So there, I mean, in the answer there's a range is given, so it just depends upon how much decimal you are taking. So in that way it will come like this, right? So it is 0.599. Now to see what is the value of b, similarly you put the all the formulas, and you put all the values that you have obtained earlier, and the value will look like this. That is, and now this is b was equals to r square, right? So if we see here, b was equals to r square. Now you can see, so this is the value of r square. Now the value of r will be this square root of this, and this is be 59.63. So something like that is there in the answer. I guess. I hope it is matching with all. Now, I mean, please tell me if it is, if someone is not matching with the data.
তোদের কোথায় খাওয়ার ছিল আজকে?
Sorry, someone, please, you mute yourself talking there.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we have solved this problem like we have calculate the value of x and then z by considering the z square and f square. And then we have plot a straight line curve. And
Yeah.
from that, we
Correct.
have calculated the value of m, that is the slope.
Yeah.
And in that case, our value is 14.25. Can we solve like this, sir? We have take the 2 points and
Yeah, yeah,
calculated
yeah.
the.
Yeah, sure, sure. You can calculate. That's why I'm saying. So if you look at the answer, there's a broad range is given, right? 0.55 to something like 0.86 or something like that. So it depends upon how much decimal you're taking. That's why a range is given, and you can do that. Whatever you have done,
Yes, sir.
you can do that. Yeah. It means it is matching, right, with the answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
14.25 slope.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. No issue.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And the R value is also matching, right? Uh, okay. So I think.
Actually, we have not calculated that R
Acha,
value.
okay, okay, okay. So if you calculate, I putting the formula, so I think it will match automatically. So once the value of b is matching, or rather, sorry, the m is matching, so it will the r will also match. But you have to remember that it is the r square value. So you have to just square root that, and then you will get the actual value. So these minor things you have to just remember there what you are putting in the formula. So okay, this was the problem. It's very simple problem. Like simple looks like simple, but the formulas you have to remember again, as I was saying, and you have to put every formula. You have to calculate there in the calculator. So it is a very tedious job. I I I know that's okay, because if once you do it in the Excel or somewhere else, that is easy. You just put all the data points, and you can give some comments, and it will automatically do it for you. Now for this one, you have to put every point, so it will be difficult, and you have to be very careful. So missing out any point will lead to the wrong answer. Okay, now this is okay. Now for the calculation of error bar, so there is some confusion for me also, because the answers was not exactly matching for me. So but I'll show you initially that I mean what how to calculate this one. But with the answer, I'll get back to you for this one in the next week. Okay, because I had a problem. I mean, it was not exactly coming out or matching. So you can comment again if it is matching for you. Now to do that, you have to basically calculate the variance or the standard deviation, and for the standard deviation, the formulas we have already read. Now for calculating this standard deviation of this value, s of del y square, that this is the formula that you know, del of y is summation of del of y square and by n minus 2. Now del of y means y observed minus y expected, right? So what is y observed? Y observed means the value that is there, that is given already in the table. Okay. So for every y, the value that for every x, the value for the y is given, that is there. Now if you look carefully, there is a formula. So yeah, right. So basically, okay, so if we go back, we can see, yeah, so we can see that there's a formula, right? So this was our y, that is the z square, and this was our x, that is the f square, right? Now but whatever what we calculated from the standard from the fitting of this straight line, that is the value of r and value of uh, f, right? So now once you have calculated, so here one values are given, not exactly this one, the one that we have done after squaring out. So, okay, now once you put the value of f that you have obtained from this after straight line fitting, and the value of r that you have obtained from there, once you put in the formula, for every x value there will be y value, so that will be the expected value. Okay, now once you so that you need to calculate for every data point, and then you have to subtract that. So that will be the del y. Now it will be the summation of the square of that value by n minus 2. That will be this value. Once you calculate that, these are you are getting from the formula. Uh, so after that you have to calculate the error. So you can comment whether the error value that is given, that is matching with you. For me it was a problem, I don't know why, but I'll see it and I'll get back to you in the next week, no problem. But it can be that I might have made some mistakes, so you can understand that what you have to do after that. Basically you have to use the propagation error propagation, how to calculate that. So anyway, I will come back to that. So in this way you have to calculate. Okay, so uh, yeah, now so basically this is, yeah.
For this y expected, so we need to calculate for y expected, we need to put the value of x, m, and b. Then we need to get the y expected, sir.
Yes, yes, you have to, whatever value you have gotten from here, the value of L and R, so that you have to put, and then you will, that is basically the X, I mean, the constant value. So that you will put, and then for every X value, you will get a Y value. So that will be your Y expected. Now you subtract and you'll get del Y, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, okay, so hold on for this one, I think. But you can, as I'm saying that you can comment now. So it is, if it is these values are matching with you or not, these error values, whatever the answer is given. If anyone has any doubt or anyone is not matching, so please tell me now so that I can recheck and I can confirm it with our instructor. So even if it is not matching, I'll get back to you because I had a problem. Okay. uh, okay, so now if not, then we can, then I can go further. And so yeah, so I'll show it to you in the next term. So these are the values, these are the del values that I've calculated. So okay, it's not a problem now. Now I'm coming to the next problem again. So here also there is a problem in this error section that I'll get back. But before that, we have some time, so we can solve this problem as well. Okay. So okay, someone is saying something. See, error values matched with the assignment answer. Okay. Okay, Abhishek, thank you. So can you tell how did you solve that? Uh, Abhishek, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So can you please tell that how did you solve it? So because that's what I'm saying. I might have made some mistakes. So can you just briefly tell? I'll give the solution. There's no problem about that. But I just want to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
At first, I calculate the SY, uh,
Uh huh.
del S square del Y. It is coming out to be 105.6.
Yeah, yeah. Forget about the data. Data is okay. I mean,
Okay.
just tell me the procedure. I mean,
Okay.
for all actually.
Okay.
Hmm.
At first, calculate the S
Ace of
del
del y, right?
S
This
of del
value.
Y.
Uh huh.
After that, calculate S of L square.
Okay.
S of L square by calculating the formula S of the
del square del s of del y into root over n divided by n into xi square
This one,
minus
this one, this formula, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay, okay, okay. Now you have calculated the standard deviation. Okay,
yes, yes.
okay.
At
So
first, L square and then R square using the SV formula.
exactly.
After that, the term coming as L square equals to 3,556.4 plus
Okay,
minus 51.8627. Del R
okay.
square is coming 51.8627, and L square is coming out to be 0.3588 plus minus 0.0103. It is
Uh,
coming according to the formula propagation of error. There
yes,
is use the term is z square is equals to x.
correct.
So we take the z value is equals to root x. Then
Okay, okay, okay. I mean, okay, hold on now for now. So, okay, I understand. So, maybe I made a mistake in the calculation. I mean, this is the way you have to use the propagation formula and then you can calculate. So, that's what I'm saying. So, maybe I made a mistake while calculating. So, I'll give that solution in the next week. Okay. I
okay,
mean, thank you, Abhishek. So, that's
thank
what
you.
I want. So, if it is matching, then it means it is okay. It's no problem. It
Excuse
should
me, sir.
match actually. Yeah.
So this SM and SB value, these are the error formula, sir.
These are the values of standard deviation.
So for error, we need to standard deviation by under root of n minus 2 we need to do, sir.
No, for a stand for, so you have to. That's what I'm saying. For that, you have to use the propagation of error formula. From there, you can calculate. As Abhishek was also saying, from this propagation of error value formula, you can calculate the error. I'll show it to you. Okay.
Okay,
For
sir.
now, you just hold on for this one. So I'll show it to you. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, okay, so I mean, one problem we have sorted it out for now. Now another problem is there. So, and the problem is this one, right? Similarly, two data sets are given. Okay, you have to feed that data set for a straight line, and the problem is given. Suppose you are conducting an experiment to investigate the temperature dependence of the resistance of a wire made of an alloy. You assume that the textbook relation R equals to R0 into 1 minus 1 plus alpha t, right? R equals to R0 into 1 plus alpha t holds, where R0 is the resistance at 0 degree, alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistance, and R is the resistance at temperature T. The data obtained is T and R, with changing of T, R value is changing obviously. So here, now neglect the uncertainty in the measurement of temperature using the method of least square, calculate the best values of R0 and alpha. State the final result is significantly meaningful way. Okay, this is okay. Now, so two data sets are there. Again, you can see, and the formula that is given is R equals to R0 plus 1, R0 into 1 plus alpha t within bracket. Now, uh, so you have to correlate this with, again, y equals to mx plus c, right? So if you look at,
Sir, R naught is B, sir, here.
yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. R naught is B. If you look at here, R equals to, so this is the formula, then R naught equals to B and M equals to R naught into alpha. So, so it means alpha will be equals to M by B. M by B equals to alpha. So once you calculate M and B value, you will automatically get the values of uh, R0 or value of alpha. Okay. Now, see, 10 data points are there. So you have to calculate again. I mean, same thing basically. So do you want to try that for 5 minutes maybe? You just try that. Then I'll just show you the answers. So these are, I mean, it will be better for you if you just make a proper chart and put every value and every set of value with each other, like 10, 16, 20, 15.9. So don't look at this table. This will be bit confusing.
Hello.
Yeah.
So in this particular problem, X is my temperature and Y denotes the resistance, right?
Yes. Okay, now I can see actually. Just check it is matching or not. So first one is aim. So then you have to, because if you see here, so here the simple thing was that you didn't have to convert these x and y values to any square terms or something like that. So earlier one was I would say a bit harder, and this is a simple straightforward problem to correlating with the y equals to mx plus c. Okay, now so these are the values actually. If you put those, you can easily get the numbers. And so for each number I have given the data, you can see. So these are the values of this one. For this one, this is this, and now if you put this value, the m is coming out to be 0.07, right? So and now how did you correlate? M equals to r naught into alpha and b equals to r naught. Okay, so then again we have calculated the b in the similar way, and we have gotten, so these are the values for or rather I would say the required values to calculate b, that is different from m. And now you have put the data and you can get the value of 14.85 in the r naught, right? So these are the values here, and I hope this is matching with all. Now once you get that, you have gotten both m and b value. Now you can easily divide that, and you are getting the value of 0.0052. So it means 0 in 5.2 into 10 to the power, or into 10 to the minus 3 order, right? So in that way you can solve the problems. And for the errors, as I've said, I'll come back to you in the next week for both the systems. So I guess this is matching for all of you, all the values of m and b, and accordingly r naught and alpha, right? Okay, if not, you just cross check. One second, you try to do that in your way, and try to do that first, I guess, because time will be an important part. So next week what we'll do is that we'll fix a time for that. Okay, for every problem, you tell me how long it should take. I mean, with the time limit we can solve there and see the answers, right? So for now, or for today, we can
Sir,
close.
so
Yeah,
one request, sir. If the
yeah.
similar kind of problems, more number of problems are shared, sir, in the link in NPTEL, I think with practice, I think we might be able to get the this thing, sir. Different
Uh,
problems.
so what you're saying? So that's what I'm saying. Different kind of problems, or different kind of similar kind of problems, we will discuss in the next week. So,
Yes, sir. Even in the link, if a list of problems is given,
oh, okay, okay.
so
You're asking about practice problems. Okay, okay.
yes, yes, sir.
Okay, I'll try to figure that out. Okay, I'll try. Yeah. Okay, so I hope this is okay for today. So for the error, as I said, we'll get back next week. No point in joining. Someone is trying to join now. We are almost at the end, right? Minal, we are almost at the end of the session. So we have discussed about assignment
Sorry, sir.
9.
Actually, I was
Yeah, yeah.
forget
Okay,
about
okay.
class
Just
today.
yeah, yeah. Okay, it's no issue. You just go through the slides and the recording video. So I think it will be easier for you. So we will discuss further in the next week. So what is there in the assignment 10? So that we will quickly go through. I don't think any further mathematical problems are there, right?
It's a
So
theory based only.
yeah,
There
it's a
is
theory base, so there's no
MCQs only.
point in discussing those things. So what we'll do, we will, as I've said, we'll combine some similar problems of week 8 and week 9, and
Nine,
we'll
yeah.
practice that in a time-based manner in the next week. So that we'll do first, and also about the error part, so that we will practice. Okay, so I think that will be good enough for all, right? So then we are closing the session for today. Thank you all for joining. So we will resume back in the next week. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you all.
Sir,
Thank
can
you,
you
sir.
show previous slide,
Thank you.
please, so that I
Sorry.
can take the snap? Can you show previous slide?
Okay, okay. This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can just, if you want, you can check the values.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So when will this slide be shared, sir, in the
I'll
NPTEL?
I will slide it. I mean, maybe half an hour, 1 hour later. I'll share in that Google sheet. Not Google sheet. In that what Excel sheet, right? So that is there. So there I'll share it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pragati.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Stopping me. Stop it for